My name's Shannon Spencer, and I grew up here in Oregon. Born and raised, Sacred Heart Hospital. Funny story is, on my 40th birthday, 2 years ago, I quit smoking because I didn't want to get cancer. I get up in the morning and I try that day to get out of the house. That is the goal. Get out the house today, do something. And some days I don't make it out the house. Some days I make it to the end of the driveway to check the mail. Some days I keep walking down the road with my dog and we make it around the block. Some days we make it 5, 6, 10 blocks. Some days we get in the car and we drive to the river. I'm 42. And married, no kids, dogs. My husband and I came to the realization that we just weren't gonna have kids, and that I wanted to have the girl parts gone, if you will. And my doctors just refused. They pretty much said, you're too young, you don't have children. And I kept saying, there's things going on, I know it's not right. So for the last 10-ish years, it kind of has been me looking for a doctor that would be willing to do it, and just getting kind of the red light wherever I went. Fast forward to last year, I started having crazy health issues with myself, and big red flags. Missing 3, 4, 5 days of work at a time because I couldn't come to work. My doctor retired, then trying to find a new doctor, then insurances, then changing insurances. Thankfully, I increased my insurance policy for the year knowing I was gonna have surgery. Got all that lined up, and in January called and said, hey, we need to get some stuff taken care of. And so I made an appointment. They weren't gonna see me till April. I pushed it and I said, no, I think we should push this forward. And I gave them a bunch of reasons why. So they put me in February, and she did an exam and looked at me and said, wow, we need to do a hysterectomy and we need to do one now. So I went in for ultrasounds, CT scans, and a bunch of different scan tests. They scheduled my hysterectomy for April, and they called me up in February and said, come see us tomorrow. And I said, oh, the Chinese shipment for work is showing up tomorrow. I can't come tomorrow. And they said, no, you're coming tomorrow. So I went in there that next day and they handed me a brochure to the cancer center and said, you have cancer, it's bad, it's big, it's spread, and we need to get it out, like yesterday. In the hospital, I don't remember a whole lot. There was a lot of pain. I was in surgery for 11.5 hours. Your ovaries are about this big. My ovaries were 14 centimeters. And then I had tumors in my uterus, on my spleen. And they said that I had probably 20 plus small, ranging from 1 millimeter to 10 millimeter tumors on my omentum. So they took that. They took 9 organs. They cut me from hairline to here. 72 staples, so I was in the hospital for 5 days the first time, and I don't remember much. You know, they just kind of took care of me and said, we got to get you healed, start chemo. At this point, I'm just straight in the middle of treatment. Tomorrow will be 9 weeks, and then that'll be at halfway point tomorrow, so halfway. I'm kind of excited, it's a big step. Obviously I lost my hair. Obviously my eyebrows are going, like body hair is going. The neuropathy in the feet is awful. It's just numb, tingly, painful, swollen feet. The chemo drugs give you crazy sleep habits. If you sleep, it's not much. If you don't sleep, days on end, 2, 3, 4 days in a row I won't sleep. It's a completely different life, just right then. As soon as you start chemo, it's like everything changes. So work, you know, I'm working part-time. Sorry. It's just so much change so fast. And my husband has been so scared. Yeah. I think it changes everything around you, because there's not one person that you know, or even people that you don't know that meet you, that it doesn't affect. Just in some form or another, it's just completely changes everything. I feel angry that, why didn't they listen to me 10 years ago? I knew my body needed. Would I have had cancer? I don't know, perhaps. I'm angry at the healthcare system they don't let you choose. It's all what the insurance wants, what the insurance will pay for, what they'll cover, what they'll let the doctors do, what they have to try first, and it's more like the insurance companies dictating your health over and above your own doctor or your own personal wishes. So yeah, it makes me angry. Surely there's got to be a better way. People don't know what to say to you. And I have had people message me and say, I'm sorry I haven't gotten in touch with you, but I just don't know what to say. And just say hi, just say, hey, been thinking about you, that's it. That's enough, that's a lot. And they're just scared too. Definitely you need a support system when you get home. You can't just go home. What are you gonna do? You can't walk, you can't even go to the bathroom by yourself. I had still, my husband there too all the time, but he had to work still, and so he'd go to work, and then I'd have my good friend Melissa or my cousin or my mom or somebody would come and stay all day with me all night. I'd never had anybody not with me for probably 2 weeks. So that's part of why it changes your life so drastically, because not only that, but your whole support system has to change their life right now for you too. Dave Winship came and stayed with me. He came and sat with me. Suzanne came and sat with me. Just people just coming and showing up and just being there, even while I just slept. Just they were there, and that was awesome. People walking my dogs, people feeding my fish, people making me food, cleaning my house. You just can't do it. It's immeasurable how much it helps. You're really lost when you first find out about this stuff. You really don't know what to do, what resources you have. The Cancer Center has been unsurmountable. Everybody in the group that I was at said, don't be embarrassed for help when you need it, because that's what it's there for. So I have to learn to be a little bit more accepting of that. I try to live while I'm going through this, because I don't want to just sit there and dwell on it. I don't think that's healthy. They're pretty impressed with the fact that I'm only 2.5, 3 months out of major surgery and as active as I am.
She still brings it,
Yes, I can.
She can. She cracks the whip.
What's Suzanne do to the time clock? Keep doing what you do. And I think also for me, adding new stuff that's a little bit out of my comfort zone. This, for example. And talking to people at groups, out of my comfort zone. Talking to people about cancer, way out of my comfort zone. But hey, if it helps somebody, then. My friend Robin, she has horses, and I have a kind of a sort of my adopted horse-ish, and this close to being able to ride again, I think. So little things like that. This is just temporary. I think a lot about, wow, it can really be that easy that you're gone. You're just gone.